Welcome back to the British Accent Podcast, where we explore language, life, and culture, all in clear and simple English. I'm your host, Robert, and in today's episode, we're diving into a topic that many listeners have asked about. Moving to Britain. Whether you're dreaming of studying in London, working in Manchester, or starting a new life in the countryside, this episode is packed with practical tips and cultural insights to help you prepare for the journey. We'll talk about why people move to the UK, what to expect when you arrive, and how to adjust to life in a new country. We'll also share a film that fits today's theme, a thoughtful quote in our words of wisdom, and of course, a science story in Curious Minds, the Science Corner. So, grab a cup of tea, and let's begin our journey to Britain together. So, let's start with a simple question: why do people move to the UK? There isn't just one answer. In fact, there are many different reasons, depending on each person's goals and life situation. For some, it's work. The UK has a strong economy, and many international companies have offices there. So, people come to find better jobs or start careers in fields like tech, business, or healthcare. Others come for education. The UK is home to some of the best universities in the world, like Oxford, Cambridge, and Imperial College London. Students move from all over the world to study and improve their future chances. Another big reason is asylum or safety. People who are escaping war or persecution may come to the UK to start a new, safer life. Some people move for lifestyle reasons. They love British culture, the history, the green countryside, or simply want a change of environment. And of course, many move to join family. If a loved one already lives in the UK, others might move to be close to them. So, what are the benefits of living in the UK? There are quite a few. The economy is stable, which means more opportunities to work and grow. The healthcare system, the NHS, is free for residents. And public services like transport and education are well developed. The UK also offers a rich, multicultural society. You'll meet people from all over the world and experience a mix of traditions, food, and festivals. And finally, there's the language. Living in an English-speaking country helps many improve their English faster. A useful skill for both life and work. Alright, so you decided to move to the UK. But before you pack your bags, there are a few important things to prepare. Let's start with the most essential: documents and visas. Depending on your reason for moving, work, study, or asylum, you'll need the right visa. The UK has different visa types like the skilled worker visa, student visa, or family visa. Make sure you read the requirements carefully and apply early. Processing can take several weeks or even months. Next, let's talk about money. The cost of living in the UK can be high, especially in cities like London. Rent, transport, and groceries might be more expensive than what you're used to. It's a good idea to research housing in advance. Check websites, join local Facebook groups, and talk to other people who already live there. That way, you'll avoid surprises and hopefully find something within your budget. Now, about the weather. Many people are surprised by the UK's climate. It rains a lot. Even in the summer, the weather can be cool and cloudy. So don't forget to pack an umbrella, a good raincoat, and waterproof shoes. And be ready for sudden changes in weather during the day. Finally, one thing that many people overlook is language preparation. You might already speak English, but be prepared for accents. The UK is full of different regional dialects, from London's Cockney to the Scottish accent or Northern English. At first, some accents can be hard to understand. But don't worry, your ears will get used to it quickly, especially if you watch local TV or speak with native speakers regularly. So, before you land in the UK, get your documents sorted, prepare your budget, pack for the weather, and warm up those ears. So, you've landed in the UK, welcome. Now it's time to get your life started in your new home. Let's talk about what to do in your first few weeks. First up, opening a bank account. It's not always easy, but it's important. You'll usually need proof of address, a passport or BRP, and sometimes a letter from your employer or university. Some banks are stricter than others, but there are also digital banks like Monzo or Starling that are easier and faster to set up. Next, registering with a GP, that's a general practitioner or family doctor. This is part of the NHS, and it's free. Find the nearest GP surgery to your postcode, fill out a form, and you're in. This is really important, even if you feel healthy, because you'll need a GP for prescriptions or referrals in the future. Now let's talk about where you'll live and how to get around. If you haven't sorted your accommodation yet, look on sites like Rightmove, Zoopla, or Spareroom. Most people rent flats or shared houses. Rent is paid monthly, and you'll need to pay a deposit upfront. For transport, every city is different. London has the Underground, but other cities use buses and trains. You'll likely need a contactless card or travel pass, like the Oyster card in London. Apps like Citymapper or Google Maps are lifesavers when you're still learning the routes. And finally, social norms. This is where the UK has its own special flavour. People say please, thank you, and sorry a lot. Queuing is sacred. Always wait your turn, whether you're at the bus stop or in a shop. Small talk is common, people love chatting about the weather, for example. And greetings are usually simple, a smile and a hi, you all right, is enough. Settling in might feel overwhelming at first, but take it step by step. You'll find your rhythm soon enough. Living in the UK can be exciting, but also a bit confusing at first. You might notice some strange habits, odd humour, and little things that just feel different. Let's look at some of the biggest cultural shocks, and how to deal with them. Let's start with pubs. They're not just for drinking, pubs are social hubs. People go to the pub to relax, meet friends, or even have Sunday lunch with the family. But don't wait for table service, in most pubs, you go up to the bar to order. Now, sarcasm and understatement, two things the British absolutely love. You might hear something like, oh, the weather's lovely, during a storm. Or, that went well, after a disaster. This is called dry humour, and it can be confusing because people say the opposite of what they really mean, often to be funny or polite. Speaking of humour, British humour is famous worldwide, and also, tricky. It's full of irony, wordplay, and a good dose of self-deprecation, making fun of yourself. You might not get the joke at first, but don't worry, it grows on you. Now, let's talk about the obsession with tea. Yes, it's real. From breakfast to bedtime, tea is the go-to drink, especially black tea with milk. Offering someone tea is a kind of kindness, a way to comfort or start a conversation. If you're invited to someone's home, you'll probably be offered a cuppa within minutes. So, how do you adapt without feeling frustrated? 1. Stay curious. Ask questions when something doesn't make sense. 2. Watch local TV shows or comedies, they'll help you learn both the language and the humor. 3. Don't take things personally. If someone makes a sarcastic comment, it's usually just a joke, not an insult. 4. And finally, be patient with yourself. Culture shock is normal, and it fades over time. The UK has its quirks, but many of them become your favorite things once you understand them. Moving to a new country isn't just about finding a place to live or getting a job. It's about building a new life, and that starts with making real connections. So, how do you make friends in the UK? First, a little honesty, the British can seem a bit reserved at first. They don't always open up quickly, but once they do, they're loyal and genuine. To break the ice, start small, a quick comment about the weather, a smile on the bus, or a compliment in the shop. It really works. Now, if you want to meet people more actively, consider joining local clubs or community groups. Love books? Try a book club. Into sports? Join a local football team or running group. There's something for everyone, even chess clubs, board game nights, or knitting circles. Churches and faith groups can also be a great way to connect, not just spiritually, but socially. And if religion isn't your thing, try volunteering. It's a powerful way to meet kind people, improve your English, and give back. Don't forget expat groups and websites like Meetup. You'll find events where newcomers gather for food, walks, language exchange, and support. Being around people who've gone through the same experience is comforting. Now let's talk about homesickness. It's real. And it's okay. You might miss your family, your food, your language, even your old routines. That's completely normal. So here are a few tips. Stay in touch with home, but don't only talk to people back home. Keep a routine. It gives structure when everything feels new. Try something new each week, a new cafe, park, or museum. And finally, give yourself time. Friendships take time, and feeling at home does too. The UK has millions of people who were once newcomers, just like you. And many of them now call it home. What's next for Britain, and for those thinking of moving there? The UK has always been shaped by migration. From the Romans and Vikings centuries ago, to modern-day students, workers, and refugees. Each wave of newcomers has added something new. In the coming years, migration will likely remain a big part of British life. With an aging population and growing demand in healthcare, tech, and education, the UK needs skilled workers, and that includes people from around the world. Student migration will also remain strong. British universities are global leaders, and international students bring diversity, energy, and innovation. So whether you're a young learner or a researcher, the UK will likely keep its doors open. At the same time, the country is going through changes. Post-Brexit immigration rules, rising living costs, and political debates will shape future policies. But one thing is clear, the UK still values people who bring talent, kindness, and a willingness to contribute. So if you're thinking of moving to Britain, know this, you're part of a long story. One filled with challenges, yes, but also with opportunity, growth, and connection. The world is always changing, and so is Britain. But with preparation, courage, and an open mind, you can write your own successful chapter.
Cinema Talks.
This week, our Cinema Talk segment takes us into the heart of England. With a quiet, emotional journey that reflects the very soul of British life. We're talking about The Unlikely Pilgrimage of Harold Fry, a 2023 film. Based on the best-selling novel by Rachel Joyce. It's the story of Harold Fry, a retired man living a very ordinary life in a small town. One day, he receives a letter from an old friend who's dying in a hospice. Instead of posting a reply, Harold suddenly decides to walk across England to see her in person. With no plan, no map, and no mobile phone, what follows is a deeply moving journey, not just across the British countryside, but also through memory, regret, hope, and redemption. Harold meets strangers who reflect different parts of British society. The film shows not only the beautiful landscapes of the UK, but also the subtle humour, quiet emotion, and strong sense of kindness that are so central to British culture. Why this film ties into today's episode? Because moving to a new country, just like Harold's walk, is often unexpected, emotional, and full of surprises. It's about taking steps forward, even when the path isn't clear. It's about connection, purpose, and learning to see life with fresh eyes. So if you're in the mood for something thoughtful and touching, give The Unlikely Pilgrimage of Harold Fry a try. It might just give you a new perspective, whether you're on your own journey, or just starting to think about one.
Words of wisdom.
Today's quote is short, simple, and powerful, especially for anyone thinking about starting over in a new country. A journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step. Lao Tzu. It's easy to feel overwhelmed when planning a move abroad. There's paperwork, uncertainty, unfamiliar customs, and a whole new life ahead. But this quote reminds us that every big change starts with something small, a decision, a first step, a moment of courage. Whether it's sending an email, applying for a visa, or simply learning a new word in English. Each small effort brings you closer to your new life. So take that first step. Then the next one. And soon you'll look back and realize how far you've come.
Curious Minds. The Science Corner.
In an incredible mix of history and cutting-edge science, researchers in June 2025 made headlines by using artificial intelligence to read parts of ancient scrolls that were buried by the eruption of Mount Vesuvius in 79 AD. These scrolls, known as the Herculaneum papyri, were charred and carbonized beyond recognition. For centuries, scholars tried, and failed, to open them without destroying the fragile layers. But now, thanks to advanced 3D scanning and a powerful machine learning algorithm, scientists can virtually unwrap the scrolls and begin reading the ancient Greek texts hidden inside, without even touching them. Some of the texts revealed so far include previously unknown philosophical discussions, giving us new insights into classical thought. It's a breakthrough that combines archaeology, artificial intelligence, and history, showing us how modern tools can resurrect voices from 2,000 years ago. And who knows, maybe the future holds even more discoveries locked inside other ancient artifacts, waiting to be decoded by the technology of tomorrow. And that brings us to the end of another episode of the British Accent Podcast. If you enjoyed this episode, don't forget to subscribe, leave a rating, and share it with friends who love learning in English. You can also follow us on YouTube to stay updated. Until next time, keep practicing, keep smiling, and keep your curiosity alive. Cheers from all of us at the British Accent Podcast.